Hello, beautiful people. How are we doing today? This is Mariana, your favorite Panamanian attorney. In this video, we're gonna be discussing the Canal Zone. If you were born in the Canal Zone in Panama, you are actually able to get a Panamanian cedula and a Panamanian passport. It is not a complex process. If you're interested, please stay for the video. So, if you were born in the Canal Zone and you're interested in registering your birth in Panama and obtaining a Panama cedula and a Panama passport, the first thing that you have to do is obtain your birth certificate. This document is obtained in the US Department of State. This document also has to be apostilled by them. This process can take between 1 to 3 months, depending on the workload that they have at the moment. This document also has to be translated from English to Spanish by a licensed translator in Panama. That is done in Panama, not in the US. So, after you obtain this document, this process, you can actually do it yourself if you want, or if you want, you can also hire a nice attorney. So, you have to physically come to Panama to process your birth certificate here. This process is physically done in the Tribunal electoral, which is our national registry. So, if you do it yourself, of course, you physically have to come. If you hire an attorney, they do everything for you. So, if you hire an attorney, they're gonna need the apostille birth certificate. Usually, they take care of the translations here. They're gonna require also a photocopy, simple photocopy of your passport. This page has to be notarized here by a notary public. A simple copy of your driver's license, and of course, you have to give them a power of attorney for them to be able to assist you in your process, right? So the first step is requesting an investigation. This is actually done again in the Tribunal electoral. The investigation process can take around 1 week and a half, 2 weeks, 2 weeks and a half. After the investigation is done, you can actually request the interview. First, I like to do the application, submit the actual application of the inscription of your birth certificate, and then I also coordinate the interview. So the investigation and the submission of the application, the attorney can do for you. You don't have to come to Panama for that. But for the interview, you have to physically come to Panama and go to the Tribunal electoral. The interview can take about an hour, hour and a half, 45 minutes. If you don't speak Spanish, you're gonna need an interpreter, of course, English to Spanish, and they're gonna be with you for the interview. After the interview is gone, if you are not living in Panama at the moment, you can actually fly back with no issues. The process is gonna enter its course of analysis, reviewing. It can take maybe 1 month and a half, 2 months, 3 months, depending again on their workload. When the birth is registered, you or your attorney lets you know that everything is registered and done properly. Then you can actually come physically to obtain your first cedula. Yay! After that is obtained, of course, you can also obtain the Panama passport. Let's talk a little bit about the cedula. The cedula is our national ID card. Every Panamanian national has it, right? It's like an identity card. In the US, it can be sort of equal to a social security number, right? So that you're gonna go physically to process that. They're gonna take your picture, you have to sign, ask of course some information, and then you're gonna be able to get the cedula maybe between 5 to 10 business days later after you go to the appointment. When you pick up your cedula, or when your attorney picks up your cedula, then with your cedula in hand and a copy of your new Panama birth certificate, you can actually go to the Panama Passport Authority and request a Panama passport for the first time. Yay! And 24 hours later, you're gonna obtain the Panamanian passport in your hands. And of course, again, you can also request your Panama birth certificate, which is very cool. And that is basically how the process works. This process is very important to note that has no cost when you go to a Tribunal electoral, and even the first time you get your driver's license. You can also get your driver's license. The first time you get your cedula, actually, the Tribunal electoral has no cost. The passport, on the other hand, has a cost. And of course, now that I mentioned about the driver's license, if you have a cedula, you can request a Panama driver's license. You can open a bank account, rent, buy a property, drive, whatever you want to do except committing crimes, of course. So guys, that was all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a little bit about this process. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below in the comment section, or you can always send us a WhatsApp or email to our email address. And make sure to like this video, share, follow us in all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content, cool information, and tips. See you on the next video.